The morning of day 2 is here. We're about to make it up on the top of this ridge. That's where we were last night trying to find that buck. But we're going to push a little bit farther and try to glass back, and it'll give us another opening so we can try to locate some more bucks.
I came from the mud. There's dirt on my hands. Strong like a tree. There's roots where I stand. Oh, I've been running from the law. Hope they won't shoot me down soon. They sing on a sleepless night. Try to catch me howling at the moon.
Alright, it's 9:30 in the morning right now, and we have 4 bucks bedded, one of them being a shooter. Right when we got here, it couldn't have started any better. I picked up 2 bulls right off the bat, then Michael picked up 4 bucks, fed them down, got them bedded. I'm starting to drop the pack right now to get ready to make a stalk. We think the thermals are going to be perfect if I come around the top of them and work down on them, but it can't be any better, guys. It's the morning of day 2 and I'm going on my first stalk. So here's an update right now. I took off on that stalk and went total opposite of what we thought. Michael radioed me on my way over here and said the bucks got up and they started feeding down. So I dropped my pack, I got set up right where I thought they were gonna come, and they made it to probably about 250, 300 yards, and we're feeding right there. And then they turned around and started working their way back up and they're feeding. So I'm hoping they bed down. Michael can radio me back into where they're at and we can make a clean stalk on them. Well, the morning stalk's over, guys. The bucks are gone. We'll start from the beginning. As I was working my way up, Michael told me to stop because he was going to see what the bucks were doing, and I could hear some commotion, so I came around the corner and I had a 2-point face-to-face with me at about 30 yards. I decided to pass him and keep moving on, and then Michael told me the bucks were feeding right by this dead tree that we were using as a marker. So I started working my way up there and I was going to make a stalk into that dead tree, and he said I should be able to shoot from that dead tree if I get to it. And as I was making my way to it, I was probably only about 20-30 yards away from the dead tree, and I busted a doe. The doe ran right towards the bucks. The bucks stood up, Michael said, and they just completely ran out of the country. But that's how it goes. It's too bad. I really think if that doe wasn't there, I could have flung an arrow. But I'm going to go get my gear, head over to Michael, and we'll come up with a game plan. We still have yet to respot that buck we saw yesterday morning.
Crazy how it all works out, guys. Those 5 bucks were working down towards Anthony. They kind of got in some thick stuff and I couldn't see him that well, and I see 2 of them veering off going up the hill. So I'm keeping my eye on them, and then I see this 4-point on the very top, thinking that it was the buck that was with Anthony. It ended up not. So I tell Anthony that was the buck, and then he's working his way down back to where he was, and then I see 3 bucks right where I last lost them. We're right there, and the big buck was in there. So Anthony makes a stalk attempt at him, and a doe busts him. I think she was like 40 yards away from him, but he was within under 100 yards away from those 3 bucks. Kind of a bummer, but now it's time to refuel, get some food in our system, get ready for the night glass, and see what we can find.
Well, we got some good news, guys. We picked those bucks back up that I pushed this morning. We took a little break and then we came back here about 5 o'clock and started glassing. In no more than like 2 minutes, we picked the big buck up bedded. He's in a perfect spot to make a stalk right now, but we're just running out of daylight. He's on this huge ridge, and if I come down, it would get too dark too quick. So we're gonna sit here and try to pick up some more bucks. But our game plan is to look for them in the morning because they're starting to work their way down, so we know they want to be on this side. We're just sitting here eating dinner right now, and we've just been talking about how the night went. We picked up a little buck and a couple does, but that's about it for the night. So it was overall a slow night besides that group of bucks that we picked up. But we're thinking about a game plan for the morning, and where we're at, we kind of hiked so far into this bowl that we're kind of committed to this area. But there's 2 shooter bucks in here. I've made a stalk on one. I've yet to see the other one again yet. So there's always room for more bucks. We just haven't been picking them up. But we're gonna eat a dinner, get some rest, and we're gonna hunt that hill again hard tomorrow. Today has been one of the toughest days of this Utah hunt so far. It's been super hot out. Right when me and Mike got here, we set up. Mike picked up some does, and it gave me some hope that we were gonna find these bucks real quick. I picked up some bull elk feeding up high. We were trying to locate those 5 bucks that we pushed yesterday, and it took forever. And then Michael finally picked them up about 11 o'clock, and he only picked up 2 of the bucks. We have yet to locate the big one yet. So right now we're just hanging out. We have everything we need here. We have 1 night left to hunt, and then tomorrow morning, so we're not gonna move. And like we said, we have everything. We have shade, we have water running right below us, we have nice cliff cover, there's bulls, we've seen bucks around here, so there's no reason to move. We know they're here, we just have to find them. So we're gonna set up and start glassing into these shades real hard and try to find a bedded buck for tonight. It's just starting to shade up on this side of the hill right now. Me and Michael were glassing during that hot part of the day, looking for a bedded buck. Sure enough, Mike picked one up, but it was just a little spike, kind of forked horn looking thing. But now that it's starting to get a little colder, we're gonna sit down, start glassing even harder. Hopefully these bucks get up and start moving. I'm hoping one gets within anywhere from 800 to 700 yards away and I can make a quick stalk on him tonight. If not, hopefully he'll be there in the morning. Well, we just ended my last night here in Utah, and it ended just about as worse as it could. We sat here and we glassed forever. We picked up a doe, picked up another doe and some fawns. We picked up a couple elk, but we cannot pick up a buck. So if we had more days to do this hunt, I definitely would be relocating right now, hiking out, getting on a different ridge, trying to find some different bucks because we're just not seeing the quantity here. There's definitely a little bit of quality that we found, but overall, this spot just hasn't done what we need it to do. So we're gonna head back to camp. I'm gonna need a mountain house. It's a bummer, guys, but I'm gonna try to stay positive. I'm not gonna give up because tomorrow's the last morning. So I'm gonna get over here and we're gonna try to find a buck for the morning. If not, we're hiking out, and that's the end of my Utah hunt.
I came from the mud.